All right, welcome back to Stack Cash. This is our fifth AMA, and we welcome you guys. As always, we have our AMAs on Saturday. I am Muddy Mo, a board member here with Stack Cash, and I also also have Vin on. Vin, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's going on, Stack Nation? How's everybody doing this weekend? Yeah, my name is Vin. I'm a board member with Stack Cash, and yeah, just excited to be here and talk about this project or answer any questions anybody has.
Very good, very good. Now, Vin's a regular now, so you guys are used to hearing me, and of course, you're used to hearing Vin as well. So, always happy to have our board members and just anybody on with us, and just kind of talk about and celebrate what we have here with Stack Cash. So last week, I kind of talked all about Sweepstack, and Sweepstack. Even over this course of this past week, I've been thinking more about Sweepstack and how phenomenal it is. Basically, to add to what teams can do, and also what you can do as an individual, which is pretty awesome for a layer two to basically be able to give you extra gains on a daily basis that's not counted in your cash box and that's not counted with any other part of the contract. So it's pretty awesome. Vin, I know
Absolutely.
you had some special events last week. Hope that went well and everything.
Yeah.
What do you think about Sweepstack?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about sweepstakes because like we talked about it, I think a couple of AMAs back. You can enter it into an individual way or enter it through your team way, and yeah, and even if you don't win, you're still winning because you're actually earning that money in the cash box. So it's really a win-win. So I love it.
Ex- Exactly, man. A lossless sweepstakes, really, a daily
Yep.
sweepstakes. And I think
Yep.
last week I gave the example. My granny used to, she used to play her numbers, and she had a calendar on the wall, pinned to the wall, and every day she'll write her different numbers down.
Yep.
Too bad she's not here with us to see what this sweepstakes can bring. So, hopefully, you guys can when we come up with the project and that that's available, you guys can take full advantage of it.
Yep.
I know from a team standpoint, being able to earn in our case right now is B&B every day
Yep.
directly into your wallet is clutch. Not just for fees, gas fees, but for a whole slew of other things that you want to do.
Absolutely.
Um, Yep. And also to kind of add on to that, if we were to go into other blockchains, which I told you guys, Stack Cash is an evolving layer two project. So in the DeFi space, we're built to be flexible.
Yep.
If we were to go to Polygon, if we were to go to Ethereum, if we were to go to Arbitrum, whatever blockchain it might be, just know the main token that Sweepstack will pay out will be in that token. So if it's Ethereum, it'll be ETH. If it's Polygon, it'll be I think it's Polymatic. So that'll be the main thing, just to kind of pay attention to. Stack Cash while we're starting on Binance Smart Chain. We don't want to limit ourselves to just one blockchain. This is a layer two project that could be used across the board, and hopefully we'll get to that point. But obviously, we're going to start right here at Binance Smart Chain and get it going. So,
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love the fact that we're going to be so evolving and adaptable, and you know, I just can't wait for this thing to blow up. It's going to be incredible. And that's funny. You were talking about the lottery numbers there with your grandmother, and same with mine. Too bad she's not here today, but I remember as a kid, she's like, "Hey, Vinny, can you go play these three numbers for me? And
yeah.
can you make sure it's boxed straight back and
Yup.
forth?" I'm
Oh,
like,
it was so particular about it, wasn't it,
yeah,
man?
yeah,
Get it
yeah.
wrong.
Same three numbers
Oh,
though. All the time she used to have me play it. And
okay.
it's like, wait, can you say that again? Like you think I would remember it, but like I don't know, man. They was like pros at that or something.
Yeah, yeah, man. And that kind of brings me into today. So today we'll talk about, and I know a lot of our board and committee members are really excited about basically a first mover project that we have under,
Yep.
first mover smart contract that we have in the Stack Cash protocol. It's called Cash Blue Chips or CBC.
Yeah.
And this, is I told you guys, we're not just a community building project, which we have a great team gamification, some other things, but we're also understanding that you all want other tokens that's available in the world. So
Yep.
one especially is the first, crypto ever is Bitcoin. So we'll be discussing that at length. And if you guys have any questions, feel free first off to hit that like if you haven't already subscribed. And one thing I don't haven't typically said in the past is tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell them to
That's
tune
it.
in. We have it on replay. All
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, just watch the YouTube videos or something, while you're driving, anything, just listen in. Gives you something to do when you're stuck in that traffic and, just familiarize yourself with the project overall. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited about the CBC because, like you were just talking about blockchains. I mean, just think about that. Just being able to earn other blue chips and other blockchains. Oh yeah, I mean, it's just exciting. This is like a definitely a different mover project. The way we're going about this, yeah, it's just exciting to me. I really am. I'm so excited. Like the cash box part of it and the CBC. That just really excites me.
Oh yeah, man. So we're gonna jump into that in depth. Big shout out to Ricky Yo, one of our board members. He said, "I'm tuned in, guys. I think he's working today, but appreciate him tuning in, checking us out. Just always, as always, we love to have our board members, our committee members, and not just that. Anybody can pull up and tell a friend and tell a friend. So
Yep.
happy to have him. Also, we have a Doc OXDR said, "Hello all. Sorry I can't be live, but happy to help chime in." Okay, appreciate you, Doc.
Awesome.
Feel free, man.
Yep.
Feel free. All
Yeah, big
right.
big shout out to Little Fish there too for those mediums. That's what's great about this project. Everybody has their own little way of doing things that contribute to it and whatnot, and he's really excelling in them in those mediums, and that's awesome. Appreciate that.
Exactly. And then I'm so glad you brought that up because the mediums, it's written now. Some people like to, I know I had, older generations love to read the newspaper, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the medium is the newspaper, but not only just that, it's good all the time. So you can always go back to it if you want to
Hmm.
get a refresher on, hey, what is Stat Cash? What's going on with Stat Cash? You can
Yep.
always go check out the medium. So as Vince said, man, shout out to Little Fish, one of the board members who does a phenomenal job
Yep.
of writing up basically medium articles for you guys to get a higher understanding. And we'll look at that in just a moment. So if you all would bear with me, I'm trying to get this screen together. We're very close.
That's funny too. You say newspaper, right? My dad still goes out every morning and grabs a newspaper. It's just hilarious. He's got this big smartphone, but he could care less about it. He's got to read it. He just loves to read it, man. He's an old school guy.
I love it. And you know what,
Yep.
man? I hope that one day that we can be looking at what we're doing here as old school. Like this is like the tried and true way to make
Yep.
gains and to build a portfolio.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, so why are you doing that, right? Like, how about those dang Celtics and Lakers? Huh? Not doing so good for us, buddy.
Ah, man, don't get me started on those Lakers. I'm a huge Lakers fan. Oh, Vin, while we have time, tell them about what we have going on right now as far as with the committee NTT.
Oh yeah, so I had posted in there in the middle of the week that we're doing the NBA contest right now. You know, I had it set up so where you pick the two teams that get into the finals, and as long as you picked your two teams that got into it, and you pick how many games it was going to take them to win the series, you win yourself a free committee NTT. So so right now we had I think just Lou, I believe, had entered it, and if it doesn't go so well and nobody makes it to the championship with the two teams, I'm probably going to fire up another contest for that championship game. Maybe have it decided by points or something. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. Always check in for a contest of some sort, and you win yourself a free committee NTT, and that's just going to get you some extra gains in the protocol. So, and it's free. What's better than that? It's just like a no-brainer. So,
Yep.
absolutely. Yep.
I love that free 99. So,
Yeah.
um, as as the protocol goes, it's participation is key. We just want more of you guys just to participate.
Yep.
So Vince does a phenomenal job of starting our giveaways, and we have the NBA. We can also do NHL. I know the finals are coming close to that as well.
Right.
So
Yep. Keep my eye on that too. Yep.
yep. So yeah, come in, and again, that's in our Telegram. Also on the screen, I have the link tree. So the
Yep.
link tree, you'll be able to find all of our main social media and also some good resources. But come check out the Telegram, and even Discord too. But check out the Telegram to kind of keep up with any giveaways that we have. We have a couple community entities that's available before we move into the next phases of Stack Cash. So
Yep.
good stuff right there.
Yeah, shout out to Tina too last week. I know she the week before with the horse race. I think there's one today, so but I don't think she posted anything on that. So that was a good idea too. So I think I'll get in touch with her about it because I think the Belmont's the last horse race, which all you gotta do is pick a trifecta and win yourself a committee NTT too as well. So maybe I'll get with her and see what she's thinking about that.
I love that. Good idea. That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yep.
Again, so just making things available to you guys, and
Yeah.
again, right now is a really good time to get an NTT. Before we get into it, one of the major things that a lot of people in our space think about is, when can I buy the token? When can I buy the token?
Right.
Which is great. But a lot of times in life, you can get in something and not have a chance to own a part of it. Well, come join us board members and come join our committee members and get an NTT. Right now, we put a big emphasis on our NTTs because it allows you to be an owner in this platform.
Yep.
And one of the great things about our platform is that it's not one or two people that own this thing. All of us own it. So once you're a part of it, you're a voting member. And once you're NTT holder, not only are you a voting member, but you also get additional rewards from those treasuries. So just know
Absolutely.
that we're different from every other project you've ever seen is not like this. And you have an opportunity to earn and win with Stack Cash. So
Yeah, it's very exciting. Everything we do here, it's great. All these ideas, and it's not just about the protocol and DeFi. It's like even using these contests, like in real world, like contests and whatnot, just to help out the community. It's great.
exactly, exactly. And then not only just that, then it's better if people want to be early, like
Oh
because when
yeah,
the train takes off,
that's
it's
right.
hard to catch it. So
Yep. Yeah, I learned that early on. I was late at a few, and then kicking myself now. So
exactly. We've all kind of missed out on some things in DeFi,
yeah,
specifically just by being late to the party or kind of waiting to see. And we
right.
get it. But if you have any questions on, what's the benefits of being early, please feel free to talk to anybody on the team. We'll be happy to help.
Yep. I'm an early guy,
So
man. Even when I got appointments or something, it's like if you're 15 minutes early, you're on time. That's my motto.
exactly, exactly. And apologies for today. my computer rolls and said we're not going to be early today, so apologies about that. But you're
But
right, Vin.
it's all good in the same way because you communicated it to us. So as long as you communicate, everything's great.
Cool, man. So here's the link tree. Come here and check out some of our links. We do have some more links that we want to add here, but for now, this is home base. Especially while the website is still under construction, it's extremely close, and I can give you guys a quick glimpse of what's going on the website. But for now, the link tree is the best place to come, and it'll always be here for information that you all need.
Hmm.
Again, this should be in the description of this video, and it'll also be in our Telegram and Discord as well. Also on our Twitter as well.
Yep. Yep.
And speaking of the website, I just wanted to give you guys again, it is under construction right now, but we're almost there. But this is the Stack Cash website. We're going to work on the security of it and making sure we have all of our T's crossed and I's dotted. I
You
think I
got it.
said that right. I don't know.
You did it. Yeah, you got it.
um, but yeah, so this is the Stack Cash website. Well, we'll have a lot more information coming to you all about how to participate and what's some of the in-depth parts of the website. We also, we have a light paper and a white paper. The white paper will have coming to you. But until then, you'll be able to use the website to kind of, navigate, what this project is. And not just that, what it can do for you. So we have a lot of specifics to just how our project runs and what makes us different. And not only just that, some of the things in this website is some things that you guys might be familiar with around the DeFi space, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, just go ahead, man.
No, I was saying, yeah, I'm loving the way it's coming out, and how we. I love the fact that how we pay attention to the littlest details to make sure, because we want to be perfect, man. I mean, and it's hard to be perfect, but we try to catch every little detail that we possibly can, and we get a lot of eyes on it, and everything's coming out great right now, and yeah, it's looking
Yep.
good. Can't wait till it's
Great.
fully up and running.
Great point, Van. And I think, one thing about Stack Cash that's specific to us is that, we're measuring 3 times and cutting once. Of
Yep.
course, we're gonna run into things and
Yep.
things happen. However, it's best to be prepared, so we want to make sure we're as prepared as possible.
Yep.
So when you guys come in here to earn, you'll be like, wow, okay, this is ready for me. Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
We want to be prepared for you.
Yep. And we want to make
Uh,
everything as easy as possible, with the menus and the buying and the selling. Everything's going to try to be as easy as possible. You know what I mean? User friendly. That's our goal.
exactly. And
Yep.
here is we have just a portion of our early adopters. So you can be an early adopter and Stack Cash and get a H board NTT. Also, you can get a board NTT or a committee NTT early. So right now is the time. And again, what an NTT brings to you guys, it gives you ownership in the platform. So that's something that it'll stay with you and it's in perpetuity. If you guys don't know what that means forever. So as long as the product's here, you will be earning from, in this case, the board treasury or either committee treasury forever, which is, yeah, as I spoke of before, is a protocol owned treasury.
Yep.
All right. And before we jump into cash blue chips, this again, we spoke about Littlefish earlier, board member, who had an opportunity to write this awesome medium. Please come check this out. This is, one thing I will say about how we're carrying forward with Stack Cash, because we've seen some new blockchains come out, some new layer 2 projects. One thing about Stack Cash is, we're old school, we're for DeFi users, by DeFi users, and we're
Hmm.
veterans.
Yep.
And we've seen some really, really good projects have good team building. But what we've done here in Stack Cash is we have a SLM, a single level marketing project,
Hmm.
meaning, there's not multiple layers of team leaders above you. It's just one team leader and they're actually a part of the team. So, go check out the old AMA if you want to learn more about that, or you can check out the All About Stack Cash series. But in the meanwhile, also, again, Littlefish made this phenomenal Medium article about team building. So if you want to learn about how to build a team, please feel free to come check this out. It's very detailed. And also it tells some of the portions of how our Stack Cash team building is essentially different from anything you guys have ever seen, right? One thing I love about it is the teams don't get too large. Like if you want to build your team breaks off into its own separate team. It
Love
didn't
that.
just keep building a gigantic team and just drain the contract. So
Right. Right. Absolutely. That's great. I
and we
mean,
all, yep,
just
good.
all the details that are coming out before the project launch, the videos describing the white paper, all these mediums. It's like it's giving you guys like all this information beforehand to really familiarize yourself with this project, overall. And you don't really see that a lot in this DeFi space. You're lucky if you get the light paper and that's it. And the other thing is people need to really read, man, because I talk to so many people and they just get involved in these projects and they don't read. You got to read, you have to get yourself familiarized with it.
Great point, Vin. Great point. Some people just want to jump in,
Yeah,
and that's very dangerous if you're not
it
reading,
is.
especially, we're very
Yeah,
transparent, but some projects in the DeFi space,
yeah,
aren't that way. So you have to really read what's available to you.
right.
And here with Stack Cash, we try to
Hmm.
have as much as possible available both in writing and
Right.
also in visual format. So you can, understand fully what's going on. So
Absolutely. And it's a lot of time and effort going into this so and you might not see a lot of stuff going on in the space, but behind the scenes, this is what's getting done. And a lot of time is being put into this. And this is for the people. That's what it's about.
great point, Vin. Great point.
Yep.
All right. So cash blue chips, CBC.
Oh yeah.
Now, in a lot of projects, you guys understand what a farm is. And a lot of people, can come right off the street and they can begin to farm on a platform, and they can do very well with it. Well, one thing that we've made specific to Stack Cash users, because we want you to be a part of the protocol and we want you to earn within the protocol. We've created a brand new project to the space and to DeFi, which is called Cash Blue Chips, which allows users to use our Cashbox contract, which we spoke about, I think, a couple AMAs ago,
Yep.
in order to earn blue chip tokens, direct blue chip tokens into their wallet.
Mhm.
So, I'll just dive really quickly into cash blue chips and just kind of let you guys know what it is. So essentially, like I said, CBC is a private reward pool. So this is specific to Cashbox users. And as I spoke about with Cashbox, you can withdraw your rewards from Cashbox directly here into Cash to CBC, or you can do it into Stack or Cash tokens. So you have options there.
Yep.
But with CBC, you essentially be able to earn whatever blue chip token that you like directly. And not only just that, the one of the specific things about us being a DAO is that DAO members will get to vote on the next tokens that they want to be offered in CBC. So CBC gives you a chance, essentially, you can withdraw into multiple different types of CBC tokens. If you want BTC, cool, you can get into the CBC for BTC. If you want to get Ethereum, great, you can get into the CBC for Ethereum.
Right.
So it offers a chance to get multiple different blue chip tokens directly into your wallet.
Yep. Absolutely.
And to be more, and also to kind of get more specific about it, it's essentially like a collection of pools. So the protocol, and we'll talk about a protocol actor that we have that continues to grow our CBC pools. But essentially, what these are farms or pools that are used, privately, only in house. And again, it continues to grow. And not only just that, it gives you a consistent yield. A lot of farms that you guys see give you an APY or APR that varies. So it varies based on, I don't want to get too technical, but it varies based on users buying and selling and how much you own of it.
Yep.
Well, how much you own matters here, but also another piece to CBC that's phenomenal is that it has a base yield or a set yield that you don't have to worry about how much you pretty much do the math on how much you're earning on a monthly or even on even a daily basis here with CBC.
Yep. Yeah. That's
So there is some fees associated with it. And anytime you see a fee in Stack Cash, most people, oh, who's the fees going to, this or that or this or that. All of our fees are built to build the protocol directly. So sustainability is important. So
yep.
with Cashbox or CBC, excuse me, the fees are breaks down as follows. So 10% goes to liquidity, to the CBC liquidity. 5% goes to the super CBC, which is the main market participant in the cash box in CBC. I keep saying cash box into CBC that sustains it. So you want to wonder how we can pay a yield on a blue chip token. Well, the super CBC does exactly that. And I'll explain that in just a moment. Also,
Hmm.
we have 5% that goes to build the well of Cashbox. And then we have another 5% that goes to the team CBC. So as we spoke about earlier in the AMA, teams have play a large role. You don't have to want to be a part of a team or anything like that. However, you still will be a part of a team and you still will be forced to receive airdrops. So you're going to get rewards whether you like it or not.
Right.
But that also applies if the moment you enter the CBC contract, your team will also earn some CBC, and not just that. From that, you will earn extra CBC on a bi-weekly basis from this entire contract. So that's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. That's awesome. Definitely a different mover.
Yep. So now one thing about the CBC that is different is, once you deposit your principal, with other contracts, every other contract in, the Stack Cash protocol, you'll be able to earn immediately. With CBC, there's a 30-day initial wait for many reasons, but long term is going to benefit you and is made to make sure that your yield can grow, and also it helps your team CBC as well. So the key is with CBC is to get in as soon as possible, because every deposit you have is 30 days on that deposit. So just like a ladder stake, you can create a way, say, hey, I'm gonna do this every once a week. So once a week, I know I have some CBC coming
Yep.
into my principal. And people have different strategies on how they do like to do that. But again, it's just a 30-day wait on each deposit.
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
And other protocols with with things like that was certain things would unlock but you had to interact with it all the time and you had to go there and you had to compound it and this one is it's just easy. You would draw out of the cash box, you go into the CBC, And like Mo was saying, hey, you can do this every time, and then you can just set yourself up like perpetually, like weekly, just have yourself some money earning. You know what I mean? So this is great, and you don't have to do anything. You just put it in there, and you come back and you take it out.
Set it and forget it. Exactly.
That's it, man. You
Exactly.
know, it ain't costing you any extra money. You know what I mean? So it's great.
Exactly. And kind of what Vin was saying, this is all coming through the cash box. So you're already bought into the system. This is just an extra. We wanted to do something really special for all of our participants. That's what CBC essentially is.
Yep.
So as I stated before, CBC is not just stuck to just one token, BNB or BTC. Based on the DAO member vote, so everybody has a voice, we can do multiple different tokens. It doesn't have to necessarily be a top 5 or 10 token. For example, if there's other projects in the space that you say, hey, you guys as a group, just say, hey, it was Hex. Hey, we want to figure out a way to get Hex. Well, if it's voted upon and all of the DAO members, it goes that direction, you can earn that token through our project.
Yep.
So that's what makes Stack Cash in a lot of ways relatable and able to ingratiate ourselves with a lot of different projects in the space, not just main tokens.
Yep.
So again, we want Stack Cash to be home base. We're transparent. We're parts of our project is immutable. But again, we want to be able to partner with other projects on other chains, so forth and so on. Well, CBC allows the protocol to be able to do just that.
Yep. And bring the community together. You know, maybe get it back together, get that glue back together with everybody in the community. Because right now it's just, man, I ain't happy about nothing in the community. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, Vin. And you know what? Once we go through this, let's take some time to kind of talk because we are DeFi users. We
Yeah.
can even take a look at a couple other projects
Hmm.
and kind of just talk about them in relation to how Stack Hash is either going to change some things or either build upon some things that they've done right. So I'm
Yep.
glad you brought that up. We can definitely
Absolutely.
have a good discussion.
Hmm.
So one thing about Cashbox is your principal is withdrawable anytime. So after your 30-day wait, just like Cache, your principal is your principal. So if you want to withdraw it, you can do that and it comes back directly to you in of that blue chip token. However, if you want to hold it there, you can definitely hold it in CBC and you'll continue to earn through your team CBC pool, and also personally on that fixed yield. So just know that. Now, some people say, hey, I'm going to want that directly out whenever it's done. Great. That's your
Yep.
funds. Do what you want to do with it.
Yep.
However, some people say, hey, I'm okay with it being there. I'm earning in stack with the reflections. I'm earning in cash box, getting my cash tokens. I'm earning in all these different parts of stack cash. Why not
Yep.
let this sit and earn more blue chip tokens as well? So
Absolutely. Yep. And that is wrapped BTC will be our
yes,
first.
yeah, yeah, good point, Van. Yep. And it, especially with let's start on the Binance Smart Chain, it'll be Wrap BTC,
Yep.
Wrap Ethereum, so forth and so on. Good point.
Correct. Yep.
Additionally, while principal is also withdrawable at any time, your rewards are also accruing and it's withdrawable anytime. So, some people might just, my grandmother used to say, she's from a country town. She used to say, I used to sit and just watch the water boil. Well, sometimes people just want to sit and watch their rewards go up. Well, you can do that just like you can do in Cashbox. In CBC, your rewards continuously accrue. And the next point is a fixed APR.
Yep.
So in between the ranges of 35% to 50% APR, primarily it'd be 50% APR. One thing that's great about this farm, like I said before, this lets you earn consistently. So you kind of know what you're going to be rewarded. And then also, each month, you just get 1% added to the CBC APR. So it's kind of like it starts low and then it gets high. So
Yep.
over time, you should be able to earn that 50% APR. And what that's doing, that's allowing the protocol to become a little hardened or stronger. And then, by the time the protocol CBC grows, you'll be able to earn your 50% APR, all the time. And that's just going to be phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
So kind of going into how the hot dog is made a little bit behind the scenes. One thing that's great about CBC is that this uses the Stack Cash Dex exclusively. While we will have, Pancake Swap and some other dexes that'll be available to swap and trade, stack and cash tokens and so forth and so on. CBC is specifically great because, again, it's in-house and it's keeping the protocol strong. Building our decks, our stack cash decks, is crucial to sustainability and not just that, reliability.
Yep.
So just a little small point on that. So let's go through the players of CBC. So the top participant in CBC is called the Super CBC. This, just like you heard about the Mega Cash and you heard about our basically our stacked treasuries, the Super CBC has the same kind of functions to it, to whereas it's a market participant, a protocol owned participant, nobody owns it. However, what it does, it continuously grows and it pays your team CBC pools. So it, pays rewards, and it also pays, your team rewards as well. So that's really crucial because, again, we want all of these smart contracts within the protocol to be self-sustainable. Whereas some people just might love CBC. So once they're in it, that might be their thing. No
Yeah.
problem.
Oh yeah.
CBC is going to be self-sustainable. It's built to be self-sustainable. Another portion is the team CBC payouts. So again, I spoke about team building and team earning. So not only can you earn in other portions of Stack Cash, CBC has its own team pool. So if you guys can vote as a team, you guys can just casually do it as a team. If you guys say, hey, this month we're going to really grow our team CBC pool, you can do that here. So, again, going back to the teams are not just built for, a group of friends, which is awesome, or a group of, DeFi colleagues, what have you. It's also built long term for small and both large institutions as well. So just understand that, we want, it could be groups, and we want, credit unions, banks, what have you, to say,
Yep.
hey, team CBC, we're going to grow whatever crypto we want, we're going to grow it through this CBC platform.
Awesome.
Again, the CBC reward, they start off at 35% APR and they go up to a max of 50% APR. That just means that, the longer you stay in Cashbox or CBC, I'm sorry, CBC, you'll be able to get the higher APR on your principal.
Yep.
And last but not least, while team leaders have to participate with their team in order to earn from the team CBC pool, team leaders also get a 5% monthly team reward as long as they deposit into CBC once that month. So, it pays to kind of be a leader and want to grow and bring more people into the platform. As you guys know, participation is key.
Yep.
So we, have a 5% reward for those team leaders that comes from their team pool. All right. Vin, do you have anything to add before I get into this visual here?
Nah, I think you nailed it on that aspect of it, and just the competition too within your own team. It's just you want to try to outdo your own team. It's great, just keep building that up. So it's also fun at the same time, right?
Exactly, Vin. We're just having fun here. And I
That's
love
it.
that you said that. The competition with CBC is more or less, it's not like sweepstakes. It's
Right.
more or less a competition within your team.
That's
So
it.
you you might have a buddy over here that you guys are going back and forth.
Yep.
The more you own or the more principal you hold in CBC, the more you'll be able to get out your team CBC pool.
Yep.
So even as a team leader, the team leader might not even be one of the top people. So
That's
it just
right.
depends.
That's right.
So great point, Vin.
Yep.
Real quick, I'm not gonna go through this, but this chart just kind of shows the flow of CBC as the deposits come from Cashbox and how it works within the system. But now I really want to talk about the Super CBC pool, which again is the protocol whale that can't sell, and when it's well, it can sell, but it sells directly to pay all the holders off.
Yep.
Bring the visual here. So it's a lot of words here, and this is in the white paper. You guys will be able to, read this fully and get a full understanding of it. But until then, I'll just kind of talk it through. So the Super CBC is essentially made to be the largest market or largest CBC participant always. So no individual or no team can get larger than the CBC Super CBC. Again, it's structurally part of the contract and it's not a dev wallet. I think there's some, you have to be specific on that because some people say, "Oh, is it a dev wallet? Is it a team wallet?" No, it's
Right.
not any of that. It's just protocol owned. So,
Yep.
just a basic part of the protocol. I went through the payments and how that kind of works. But one thing I just, the main purposes of the Super CBC, again, it serves as the primary, the largest participant. It also prevents large CBC holders or teams from getting too large and basically draining it. We don't want that. Sustainability is the key. Another thing, this is key too. The CBC, I'm sorry, the Super Pool gives relief to the regulator by paying CBC reward APRs.
Yep.
So that's phenomenal, just helping the other parts of the protocol. As you guys know, each part of our protocol helps other parts of the protocol. If everybody's strong, nobody will fall. so, so
That's
that's
right.
a
Yep.
part of that. Also adds blue chip token total value locked. So every time someone gets into CBC, basically the super CBC grows, and then the total value locked that the entire protocol, and not just protocol, will be worth. For
Yep.
example, just say we have a Bitcoin CBC pool. The more participants that enter the CBC from Cashbox, the more Bitcoin that Stack Cash would hold, meaning the more value that our DEX would hold, so forth
Yep.
and so on. So some people are like, hey, I just want my coins, I want this. But if you're thinking broader and long term, um, Stack Cash will hold multiple different blue chip tokens. So,
Mhm.
while we know the stack token is going to reflect and it's going to get larger and larger, there's not going to be more made. We get that.
Yep.
Um, Even bigger than that, we're going to have more and more Bitcoin, more and more BNB, or whatever blue chip token you guys vote
It's awesome, man.
on.
That's crazy. I just think about this. Like, this is just, I don't know. I just get excited when I see this.
Yeah, the total value lock again, man. Like a lot of projects in the space they're not built that way.
Right.
They have their token, and of course, they want their total token value to keep going up and their total value locked to
Yep.
keep going up. Well, one thing about us is, with Stack Cash is this is like we're like the glue to the DeFi space. Not
Hmm.
only will the Stack and Cash token get more TVL and more liquidity, also we'll be growing our liquidity in Bitcoin and whatever other token you guys like. So
Yep.
that's a phenomenal part of it. And it's another big part of the Super CBC is that it's automated volume for CBC.
Hmm.
Say if nobody says, "Hey, we're not getting into CBC for a while." Well, the Super CBC continuously grows itself, but it
Yep.
also continues to add volume into this pool, which essentially makes sure that your yield continuously can be paid. So that's phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
And last but not least, the Super CBC, what it does, it makes the entire CBC smart contract, as I said before, more self-sustainable. So that's obviously very important. If you look below here, this just shows the percentages. I'm not going to go through all that, but it just shows what the Super CBC does, and it's very similar to what the Cash Box, I'm sorry, the Mega Cash does for Cash Box. But with that same concept, the Super CBC is here to make the CBC contract sustainable.
Yep.
Now, real quick, and we have a little bit of time left. Real quick, I want to talk about the team CBCs. So this gets a little bit more layered, but remember, the team CBC pays out on a bi-weekly basis. So it's almost kind of like a paycheck, So if you want to set yourself up to get Bitcoin or Ethereum, whatever you want, every other week, um, every 2 weeks, or I'm sorry, once a month, the
Yeah.
team CBC is the place to do that. So tonight I'm gonna go through all of this. But to be specific though, the team CBC pools does not earn APRs, and it only grows through team partner buys. So the APRs comes directly to each user. However, how does your team pool grow? Your team pool grows the more you deposit.
Yep.
So it takes a piece of everyone's deposit and it grows, that pool for everyone to take advantage of.
Yep.
So the key is if you want more blue chip tokens, you can do it on your own, which is great, and you get your consistent yield. However, if you want additional blue chip tokens, your team CBC pool is wise to deposit more often.
Yep. And we want you to interact. We want you to keep coming back. And and I don't see a problem with that actually because this whole project has got so much interaction with it, and not like other ones in the space where, you only a couple things here and there and then you just forget about it. But this is like very interactive. You need to come back. We want you to come back, keep interacting, keep building up your treasuries with your team, and competing within yourself and competing with your team. So that's what
E-
that's what I
Exactly,
really like
man.
about this. It's like I want to come in here every day.
More stuff to do,
Yes.
people want to have something to do in DeFi. I love that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But we're always, and to Vin's point, we're gonna always come back to the key here, which is participation. We
Yep.
want users to participate.
Hmm.
Um, so and a couple more things, just specifics to how the team CBC pools work. So each team, again, they get rewarded monthly. One key to it is while you can withdraw your principal, in my opinion, just Muddy Mo, to me, it's best if you don't remove your principal because you'll get more of your team CBC pool, and no new deposits are needed from team members to earn from your team CBC pool. While your pool, the team CBC won't grow without deposits, we get that. Just say 1 2 months you can't deposit, as long as you hold some principal in your CBC, you'll be able to earn from your team CBC pool. And the percentage of how much rewards you'll be able to get is based on how much you hold. So in this case, we have different smart contracts that work different ways in Stack Cash. The more CBC you hold, the more you're going to get from your team pool, simply put.
Yep.
And last but not least, to kind of finish this up, um, so again, the main purposes of the team CBCs, it rewards, it's holding team partners once a month. Obviously, we talked about that. It grows in size, based on deposits, and also it grows, with the protocols, TVL, and liquidity. And then last but not least, it gives relief to the regulator by paying CBC rewards, APRs. So paying those APRs, making sure you guys can get that 50% APR is the key, and that's how Team CBCs help.
Yep.
All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And as always, just to kind of get back to some bases, please, guys, make sure you hit that like. And also, if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat. That's one great thing about us as a community project. We're available and here for you guys.
Yep.
All right. Amin has a very, very good question. He said, can you explain where APR rewards come from in the CBC? Very good. Amin, I hope I said that right. Great question. So the APRs basically comes from directly from Cashbox, and the CBC essentially, it essentially is a pool that's connected to our decks. So every time somebody buys and sells on the Stack Cash decks, it grows the overall CBC pool. So from that, the CBC is built to pay out and pay our users. So as we get more, let me use Bitcoin as an example. As we get more Bitcoin transacted on the DEX, it grows the pool, which was able to pay you guys out. Not only just that, we also get the percentage, the super pool, which is that whale. We every time somebody deposits into Cashbox, it grows that well, which grows the amount that we can pay out. So while we put a max at 50% APR on that, the way that's maintained, or the way that we can pay the APR, is from the other functions of the protocol, the
Yep.
DEX, Cashbox, and even Stack. So simply put, the APR is paid just like we use over collateralization from our stack token to feed cash. Well, the cash box, which is one of the key facets to the entire protocol, every deposit and every compound, I should say, there's some that feeds the CBC pool. Phenomenal question. I love that, Amin Yusuf. Appreciate you, man. Great
Yeah,
question.
absolutely. Good question. And check out that that the white paper part of it and through the video, and you can actually read it more, and Mo explains it really well in his video. So absolutely you want to check that out.
Thank you for saying that, Vin.
Yep.
Because two things, because we got all about Stack Cash. That'll be coming. And we're talking specifically about the CBC pools. That's coming this week. So please look out for that. That's going to explain more in depth, because people want to know, wait, where's the money come from?
Right, right.
Well, essentially, I hope you got it there. But even if you didn't catch it, feel free to come in. We also have VCs in our Telegram on Wednesdays.
Yep.
So, even if you want to have a conversation about it, want to get more in depth about it, feel free to come in there and I can explain it even further. But yeah, so we'll have the All About Stack Cash, which is the white paper in video form. Also, we'll have the actual white paper that's coming out after that last video. So you guys will be able to read it for yourself and then ask all the questions that you need in order to understand it. But that's an awesome question. Very
Yep.
good.
And I'm going to tell you, those pie charts that you put together and everything, and with the videos, I mean, it's just phenomenal because it makes you like just see it better. And then listening to you saying it in the videos, you just comprehend it a lot easier. So definitely, definitely check out those videos and those charts because a lot of time and effort going into this for these people. You know what I mean? Because we want to make sure everybody understands this perfectly. Oh, and by the way, talking about the VCs there, Mo. We had talks about having like a help channel. So like a lot of people are ashamed to ask questions, in a crowded room or whatever. So we're gonna get a help channel together, and if you just want to go one on one, have a conversation and a private VC, that's what we're gonna do for you.
I love that, Vin. That is
Yep.
awesome. We're
Yep.
here to help. Um, and like Vin says, not everybody wants to raise their hand and speak out loud. Everybody don't
Right.
like the public speak, whatever.
Hmm.
We have it where you can come in and kind of get that personal touch and either learn on your own or ask any of the board members or committee members. We're
Yep.
we're there to help.
Yeah.
All right. Doc said, great job, guys. Yeah, we're trying, Doc. We're trying,
Yeah.
man. Just trying to get people to understand this more and more. And as we get, more people involved and more people interested in getting NTTs, which is the first step,
Yep.
we should get more and more information and have more and more stuff to talk about. So, very
Absolutely.
good. Now, Vin, I can't bring it up, but we can talk about. We got a couple minutes before we get out of here.
Yep.
Um, let's talk about some things in the space. You want to talk about any other projects? What's on your mind, man?
Oh man, sacrifices.
Mm,
I know one thing. Like, first of all, it's like I had a lot of stuff going on last week and whatnot, so I wasn't totally glued into everything going on in the space, And then I guess early in the morning one night, this all of a sudden going on with Pulse and whatnot, and I find out that he had launched. So like I don't even know what time. What was it, like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast or something? And
right. It was close. It was
so
midnight.
I mean, this is another thing. It's all about communication. Okay, you just all of a sudden decide to boom, launch something. Like, come on, man! Like, give us some heads up, get us prepared, and not only that, it's like, man, I didn't even have to invest way back when. Like, I could have just got my I could have just used the die there and just chained it over and bought like a phenomenal amount of pulse, right? And just the
Mm.
way everything went around, like how it came about, it's like I don't want to be like that type of project, and that's why I'm so glad we're doing this like this way because I was very disappointed about that. So I took a big hit like that.
Then now I was a sacrificer in both Pulse and Pulse X. So
Yep.
that been around a long time.
Yep.
You bring up some very good points, and I think it relates to Stack Cash in a lot of ways.
I could have got me
You
3 million for like $100.
see, you know what I mean? And sacrifice, I think, paid a higher fee. One
Right.
thing about Stack Cash, and this is why I want to really, really kind of pin down why NTTs are important here, guys, is because that's once you have it, it's set. But not only just that, it's based on treasuries. So it's not a price game. It's most people think, oh, well, I'm just gonna wait for the token,
Right.
which token prices, all tokens gonna go up and go down sometimes, right?
Exactly.
But our NTTs, that's why NTTs are important because it's ownership and it doesn't change. So you're going to be able to get rewards and rewards and rewards and
Right.
not have to think about, what you, basically spend on it. Like a lot of people
Yep.
say, once I hit ROI, this, that, and that, that's great. And
Right.
everybody's going to ROI on NTTs
Of
probably
course.
faster than anything.
Yep.
But the key is that it doesn't go anywhere. So
Right.
you can just know it's going to be right there. And to
Yep.
another point that you said, Vin, is we don't want to surprise anybody. That's not how
No.
we're built. We're here
Exactly.
to be transparent with you guys, and we're all going to be on an equal playing field.
Yep.
If you get in early, we're very, very clear about what the advantages are. There's no surprises where somebody can come in later and get
Right.
things cheaper than you got it for being early.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys, hanging with us and being a part of us, and we don't take that for granted.
Yep.
So yeah, in kind of relating that to Pause Chain, some of the issues they've had is, you know, people who was waiting around 2 years for the
2 years,
project to
man.
release.
2 years. And then you go
two
release it
years,
2 in the
they
morning or
weren't
whatever. Come on.
right. Which is, it is, it is what it is. But waiting that long, and then once the project released, they didn't have an opportunity, or people got an opportunity to bridge in funds and get it cheaper.
Yep.
Um, it's just unfortunate.
Yep.
And then not just that, one thing about we're happy, we're always going to be included with blockchains that have gas prices under control.
Right.
Um, Pause Chain, although I think it's trying to be decentralized, which is great. And as you guys know, one of the bases of Stack Cash is we're decentralized.
Yep.
One of the issues was that the gas prices were astronomical, and they still are.
Crazy. Crazy.
Meaning, if you weren't a sacrificer, you didn't already have Pulse tokens, it really just it's almost unaffordable for you to do certain transactions.
Right.
One piece about Stack Cash that makes us specific, and that's great, is that we're DeFi users. We
Yep.
know what the people want.
Yep.
It's not a we're smarter than you. We're gonna keep this information and only us can do certain things. We're
Yep.
not built like that. If we talk about something at the board, it goes to the committee, then it goes to the DAO, and everybody in the world has it.
Yep.
We're multi-sig wallets. Not only just that, our deployer wallet is going to be multi-sig. So
Yep.
just understand that not one person calls the shots here. It's not a centralized function at all. This
Yep.
is really, really built on community.
Yep. And not only that, I was like, and why are people selling? I'm saying, man, don't be selling it. What are you doing? It's
Mm.
like, where's the communication? Where's the community? Where's the team leaders? Like, talk to these people. I feel like they were just trying to undermine people. Like you got people over there buying it and then selling it for. Just hold on to it, please. Hold on to it. You got to talk to your community, man. You got to feel like they're in the circle. You got to make them feel welcome. You know what I mean? Don't leave them hanging.
Man, I love that you said that,
Oh,
because that is, to be honest, that brings a great point about Stack Cash. That's exactly why we have communication both within
yes,
teams, and
exactly.
specifically to what you just said, teams and team leaders.
Yep.
Once you have a team leader, they'll be in tune with our private channels and they'll know everything that's going on. So
Yes.
the message can get relayed. We get it. You guys have different lives. Some things come up in life. You guys can always be abreast of what's going on. But
Yep.
having a team structure and team leaders or organization structure, it allows us to get everybody this information, right? So there's no surprises. Nobody gets an advantage over another person. I
Yep.
love that you said that. And I don't think Paul Shane has any kind of team building. It's kind of like the leader at the top and then everybody else.
Yep.
So but
Yeah.
another thing with Paul Shane is kind of talking about that is there's an admin key. So there's no admin keys over here. There's not one person that can hit the switch and cut this thing on or off. Um,
Right.
all of it comes down to multiple people. And
Yep.
not just that, the more people that get involved, and especially the more people that get H board entities when the project's out,
Yep.
or when we have the phase 2 launch, the more people that get board entities, the more say you'll have. Getting
Yes.
a board NTT, guys, gives you a say in the project, literally. Like, and the board members know I talk daily to my board members. We got a
Yep.
private chat that we can constantly. Feel sometimes I'll talk too much. I know.
It's good,
But
man.
there,
I love it. I love it.
but you can be a part of that and get, if you want. Some people don't want all day, everyday interaction, but you can
Hmm.
still get the rewards from the board treasury.
Yep.
So NTTs, which we'll have coming out very, very soon, is a big, big key to that.
Yep.
On the other side of the fence, Vin, where we essentially come from, Tron and then Binance Smart Chain.
Yep.
On Binance Smart Chain, what have you been thinking about a couple projects on the Binance Smart Chain right now?
They're stagnant. They ain't moving.
Mhm.
All right. Not enough money in these projects. All of a sudden, they're dropping like stones. It's just, and again, it's just no communication. It's just poor tokenomics, poor mechanics. Um, you know, not adaptable. They try to bail themselves out by trying to do other things within the protocol, shorthand. Like people are just getting frustrated. I mean, I'm getting frustrated, and what can we do about it? Because we're not part of that DAO. We're not part of. We have no say. Okay, that's why it's important to have a voice here. And not only that, it's like even if you're a board member or committee member with Stack Cash, we're not going to treat you any different if you're not. Okay, we're going to treat
Right.
everybody the same. We're going to talk to everybody the same, keep everybody in tune. That's what this is all about. But yeah, I just feel like I'm on the outside looking in right now at a lot of these projects on the Binance Smart Chain. And I think it's affecting the community where they're not really tuned into it as much right now because there's really nothing out there that's exciting. So that's just my thoughts.
Great points, Vin.
Yeah.
And I think the last part you just said there, like people aren't excited. There's nothing to get behind.
Right.
One thing that kind of runs a lot of people is greed, and
Yep.
that's something from the very start. We're transparent and we're not greedy at all. There's no
Right.
dev wallets, no
Nope.
no
Nope.
percentage of everything goes to any specific group. And
Exactly.
as Vince said, it's not just about a board or committee. That's just extra rewards, and
Hmm.
we get to hear your voice a little bit. But it's about everybody. This is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization
Yep.
with votes the whole nine, right?
Yep.
And I think, to me, this is my opinion. I think Stack Cash, what we're doing, we're taking the things from the traditional world and we're kind of flipping it on its head, right? In a
Yep.
traditional world, 99% has 1% of all the wealth.
Yep.
And in some of these DeFi projects, it's been exactly that. You did I say that right? I think I said 1%, almost 99%. Yeah. Um, but there's no whale blocks, or there's no, to be honest, some dev team blocks or no leadership team blocks,
Right.
anything like that. And at a blink of an eye, if they're not making enough, they can pull that project, pull liquidity, all
Yep.
these different things that you don't want to deal with.
Right.
um One thing that I love about Stack Cash that makes us different is that we're not burning stack tokens.
Right.
um a lot of projects say, oh, a burn, a burn, a burn. But we've seen issues. SafeMoon is a great example.
Yep.
One of the premier, I think it started off as the reflect token, one of the reflect tokens in the space that got a lot of adoption when it was out. But one major problem that they recently just ran into is that their burn wallet got hacked, right?
Right.
Well, with us, first off, we're gonna have audits and everything will be secure and transparent, right? But not only just and hackathons and so forth and so on, bug bounties, the whole nine, to make sure not just that we're making sure it's safe, but you guys get a hand in making sure this thing is safe as can be.
Right.
Um, but not only just that, we don't burn anything. There's only going to ever be 100 million stack tokens minted. After that, that's it. So, like
Yep.
Vin was saying about pulse, don't sell your pulse tokens, don't sell your pulse stacks,
Tell
right?
'em.
With us, we're gonna be yelling and screaming the same thing. Team leaders are gonna be screaming the same thing. Not financial advice. Everybody gets to do what they want here.
Yep.
You
Yep.
control your own funds, but
Yep.
don't sell your stack. There's
Nope.
not gonna be a lot of that stuff around.
Nope.
So
Exactly.
and we
Exactly.
did it like that for a specific reason. I'll tell you guys a quick story, and we can get out of here. Um, when we were initially voting on the amount of tokens, because everything you guys see, to the logo, to the name, to the color, everything's been voted on.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted billions of, I think billions of tokens. I wanted like 100 billion tokens.
Yep.
Well, even though I was, one of the main board members making this thing go, it didn't go my way,
Yep.
and I thinking back, I'm happy we had a vote on it, and the team voted on us having only 100 million tokens minted. As
Right.
you guys know, Bitcoin, I think it's 21 million that's ever been minted, and
Yep.
a lot of the Bitcoin can never be touched. Well, we've likened ourselves to the first token, the first ever crypto, which is Bitcoin, in that we only have a small supply, and with that supply, um we have mechanisms, our treasuries and so forth, that's going to essentially absorb our stack tokens, and it's going to be less and less and less available.
Yep.
But the key is, and this is the key to why that makes Stack Cash go, because the quantity of tokens is one thing, but it's also we grow liquidity at
Yep.
everything we do. It grows liquidity.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you don't know what liquidity is, that's more money in the bank.
Yep.
Basically, more
And that's
money.
what you want. Yep.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm talking so
No,
much.
man. You know, when you go take your money and you go to a bank and it's like, hey, how much money does this bank have? You know, it's all about money. I'm not gonna put my money in some bank that's just, doesn't have a lot of money. So
Yep.
that's what it's all
Exactly.
about. You know what I'm
I gotta
saying?
be able to get my money out. I don't
Yeah,
want
exactly.
if
You
the
see what's
bank's
going
in
on with
trouble,
these
I'm in
banks?
trouble.
Yeah,
So
crazy. Yep,
good,
absolutely.
good.
So you're gonna want to be early. You want to be in that fair launch because we all gotta buy stack all the same. Everybody starts from ground zero, so nobody's getting anything here luxury ahead of time or nothing. So, but yeah, this game of squeeze is gonna come on quick. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So today, just as a review, we talked about CBC. We talked about how the CBC APR is paid. We also discussed Team CBC and the Super CBC, which is the protocol owned well that continuously pays yield and grows. And also, what it does, it gives us more total value locked in tokens other than our own native tokens, right? So the
Yep.
CBC is phenomenal. Some people think of it like a farm. You can think of it like a farm, but it's a farm that's private to you
Right.
being a user in Stack Cash. And that's what we love about it.
Absolutely.
Let me see. Doc had a quick, Doc said, banks don't have your money. How do people not know this? Right. Exactly, Doc.
Good
They're
point.
lending it out.
Yeah. True. So true.
And another thing to kind of add on to that, like, yeah, they're lending your money out, so they don't actually have it physically. But one thing
Right.
that's great about what we have here with Stack Cash, it's on the blockchain, so you can
Yep.
go and look at how much is in the bank here. So very good
Exactly. Yep.
point.
Yep.
Okay, there you go, Doc. You about to get me started talking about the fractional reserve banking. Yeah, people need to research that. But with
Hmm.
fractional reserves, basically, I think correct me if I'm wrong, Doc. They just recently said that banks can do more. They can basically loan out all of your money. So if you put 100,000 in the bank, I think they not all of it, but most of it they can. The vast majority of it they can loan that out to other people. So your money's physically not available to you. But one thing about the liquidity pools and the Stack Cash decks and even Pancake Swap, which we'll start, is that the liquidity will continuously grow. You can don't feel people. Oh, I don't want to sell because you know, please, we don't want you to dump, but but at the
Yeah.
same time, you can sell it. If you need to get something, you can get it.
Yep.
But that liquidity will be available to you. Good
Hmm.
points. Good
Yeah.
talk.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about making money. So,
That's it,
obviously,
man.
there's
That's it.
there's no shame in taking gains.
That's it. So we thank you guys for joining us today. We'll let you guys go. Enjoy your Saturday and enjoy DeFi, But this has been the fifth AMA from Stack Cash. Also, again, we have another all about Stack Cash that'll be coming this week. And please look out for our website, which will attach with the website. We're gonna have an opportunity for you to be an early adopter. We do have that now. The H-Boy NTTs are still available. All right. So if you're interested in that, we do have that in the link tree, or you can ask one of the team members. We'll help you out. But
Absolutely.
coming forward, we're gonna have even cheaper available options for you to get other NTTs, both the board NTT and the committee NTT, if that's what you want to do. So very good. All right, Vin, you got anything else, man?
Nah, I just want to say it was great being here again, talking about Stack Cash. As always, getting me excited for my Saturday, and I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna have a great day. I'm gonna think about more things to do for Stack Cash. Oh, and yeah, just stay tuned, obviously, for a contest to win that free committee NTT, and stay posted. Check out Telegram, Discord, leave a comment. Like this video. Anything helps us, and we appreciate everybody in this community because we're here for you.
Thank you for saying that too, Vin.
Yep.
Check out the contest. Come to the Telegram if you want to win something. Some people like
Yeah.
free stuff. Come earn some free. You're going to be earning free ownership in the project. So come do that. Also,
Absolutely.
get used to communing with us. We're regular people. We're 4 DeFi users, but we are you
That's
guys,
right.
right?
You want to just come
Um,
here and have a conversation about anything going on in the world? Feel free. We're here. We'll talk to you either way.
We're here. We're here to talk. Yep. We
Yep.
have VCs coming up on Wednesday. So if you want a more personal touch, if you want to just communicate, please check us in the Telegram for our VC. We also have this available on Twitter and YouTube. Please like on everything, every social media platform. And again, next Saturday we'll be right back. We'll do these every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. UTC. Come check us out for the next MA, which you never know what we'll be talking about. But
Mhm.
again, it's all about the Stack Cash protocol. We thank you guys for joining us and enjoy your Saturday.
Take care, everybody.